really articulated, okay, these, when this is done, I would like people to walk away and do this thing or think this thing or understand this.
Um, no, I don't think he did. At least he didn't express that to me. Like that he had a purpose for this poetry. I think it was, he was just gonna, present it, lay it out there and let us decide and interpret it.
But he had a chance to see some versions of the film.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean his poetry, you have his poetry, then you have the film and the images. So when it's all put together, did he ever say, if my audience walks away, I would like them to think this or do this? Were there anything that stuck out in your mind that, or any of the panelists who knew him while you were going through the process of creating this, did he ever articulate, this is what I want to see happen?
I think that was the fact that it's on this kind of platform right now. That was a lot more forward than what he was thinking in the first place. So I don't necessarily think that he was that he thought that it was going to affect as many people as it did, or even be seen by as many people as it is right now. So I don't think that he necessarily had a particular message, and we talked about various things about the film when Bob first got together, like a little short preview that was actually a lot different than what we see now. And he just was excited that he was going to be a part of a more visual work than he was used to. So he's always just been used to pen and pad and reciting poetry at various venues that he was invited to and heard about. So I don't think that he necessarily had all the way developed what he wanted people to take from it.
And just a couple more comments. I know that I think through the talking of the panelists, I mean, and I imagine that anybody who sees this, it will generate different thoughts from different people. But I just wonder, how will other people get a chance to see this film? I mean, will it be something that will be shown on campuses? Or?
Yeah, well, ideally we want to get it out to as many people as possible. Generally what happens is you submit it to a series of festivals, and they happen all throughout the year, and they either accept or reject the submission, but most of them stipulate that it can't be seen available to the general public until they make their decision. So that's one of the reasons there was a little delay from the actual premiere to tonight, that we wanted to let some of those festivals decide if they want to show it or not. And as we proceed, yes, we're going to be opening it up more and more to schools and to venues like this and stuff. Get it out there.
I've already received an invitation from several churches to go and speak with them about what POD is doing and to share with them there. So these things will start to happen. Thank you.
And I think it's the purpose of art to just kind of open that conversation, open the interpretation, and you take away what you want.
If I may add, Marquan, you can help me with this. This Down South short film or poem was just one of his poems, because one that I stumbled across was what he did a video or something, a poem for Mother's Day. Have anybody seen that? And it's on this same level. So, Marquan, so this was just one of many poems that he left for us. And so he just didn't focus on Down South, is what I'm trying to say. Am I right?
I saw a question here. Yes.
There is when the filmmakers were working on the film, there was a picture. And I believe Sheila
yet he did choose this poem to be filmed. This is obviously a special one to him. And so Marquan, I was just curious if you could kind of expound on his relationship with his grandmother and, you know, what inspired him.
Our grandmother, she lives in North Carolina, and I think a lot of the inspiration came from just the kind of lingering remnants of racism, and of, you know, just poverty and struggle that we see when we go visit family down there. From mannerisms that you see, from, you know, people that you come in contact with, it kind of paints a picture of what we know in history, as far as just, you know, the way that, well, I guess, like I said, racism. So just that struggle and seeing our grandmother's strength that she's had through it, just inspired him to, you know, kind of write on and address some of those issues, as you heard through some of the poetry and some of the, you know, pointed lyrics that he used to kind of express some of that imagery. But yeah, definitely just our relationship with our grandmother, and noticing, especially coming from the city, to go down to Goldsboro, North Carolina, and see Goldsboro, North Carolina, see like a complete culture change, from the way that we are compared to them, and just some of the things that go on that strike us as very different and more noticeable than it may be from people that are assimilated into the, you know, the culture and just in that region in particular. So,
Hey, Marquan, you might want to add how long you lived down there. You moved there. You lived there for how long?
when we were younger, we lived there just a few years, about 2 years and some change.
Right.
Before we moved back to Columbus as well. So just, you know, kind of biting off of some of those experiences as well. Absolutely.
Grandmother, though, is a major theme and narrative of African American families, and there are lots of reasons for that. My grandmother was named Georgie Westbrook, and we called her Mama, and at certain periods it was Big Mama. African American women were seen, and still are, as stabilizing forces, as places of negotiation and challenges, providing you with the coping skills and the psychological strength to move on. Most people don't understand the coping skills. You shall reap what you what? All right, I can go on. You do unto others as you. Guess who I learned all that?
Grandmama.
My grandmama. Okay, so your value sets, your ideas about the world, if you're in a semi-functional black family, may come from the grandmother. And my grandmother was that type of matriarch. We don't give them enough credit, and sometimes we over-glorify them in the context of their contribution. But they are and have been essential to survival of black families in this country.